What is going on, guys? Today we've got a Football Manager 2018 experiments. Ryan Giggs as Manchester United manager. Previously I did Thierry Henry as Arsenal manager. Only did one season with that on camera, but then I tried to continue to second season and he ended up getting fired because, yeah, finished 5th, I believe. But anyway, guys, if you enjoy this, make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, and also after this one, leave in the comments maybe a similar one you'd like to see from me. But Ryan Giggs, let's just check out his attributes. Obviously, previously as the manager of Wales, but you can see his attributes aren't stunning. So I'm trying to remember Thierry Henry's, his attributes, they weren't the same. Like, they're a little bit better, but not so much more better. So I'm just interested to see, yeah, how he will go. Obviously a legend at Manchester United. So we're going to simulate to the end of the transfer window to see if he actually makes any moves before the start of the season. But as you can see here, there's just been loan moves going out that he's made, so nothing special. You can see at the end of the transfer window, at the 1st of September. Though, let's check out the Premier League, because it says Manchester United first in the Premier League. Let's study the result. They lost 2-0 against Real Madrid. I'm not going to focus so much on the results, go too much in depth, just see how they're going so far in the league at least. You can see unbeaten, beat West Brom, draw against Liverpool, away from home, and Everton. Obviously still very early, only 3 games in, but no transfers made, only those loans going out. If we just highlight some of the biggest transfers from all teams in the league, I just, yes, sort by the fee there. You can see Aspas to Manchester City. There's Solly March there. That's pretty big to Stoke. But Ryan Giggs hasn't made any moves. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to simulate to the end of January so we can see how they're doing, how Ryan Giggs has managed Manchester United for the season up until then, and obviously if there's moves made in the January transfer window. Now we're at the 1st of February 2018. Let's check out what the Premier League's looking like. And here you can see Chelsea's top of the table, a bit clear at the moment. Man United in second. That's not a bad feat. It might be hard for anyone to reach Chelsea with them being 10 points clear. But yeah, Ryan Giggs, I think he's doing a solid job. You can take a look at a bit of the stats. We'll see the goals. Lukaku's got 23. Who's got the most assists? You can see that from Juan Mata. He's only got just the 1 goal himself, but being very creative. And Alexis Sanchez has also got the best average rating. And then if we head into the transfers, there's some offers here right now. They could just be loans potentially. Like there's Tahith Chong. You can see he's on loan at the moment, that kind of stuff. But anyway, we'll go into the transfer history. No one has been sold. There's Ashley Young loan out to Brighton. But the one transfer he brought in on the 13th of January, Christian Pavan from Boca. So yeah, Christian Pavan, he's a winger, can play the left or right side. That's pretty good. He's right-footed, but I just want to check out in his tactics. He's reasonable on his left, not weak. So yeah, that is right. So we'll just go back to him for a second. He's 22-year-old. He'll have decent potential in him. He's got, yeah, crossing, dribbling of 16. He's a pretty quick player, especially with that acceleration. We'll see his attribute analysis as well. Obviously, his speed, yep, you can see from that. Finishing only 11, I don't think he'll be a big goal scorer, and you can see on his Premier League debut, got an assist. Carabao Cup debut as well, he got an assist. So very creative player. I think he can turn. Maybe he saw a bit of himself in him, like a classy winger that can get down the wing and yeah, get those balls in. So yeah, maybe. But now, at least for this one, compared to the one I did with Arsene Wenger, I think Ryan Giggs should be able to hold on to his job. And you can actually see he's got a contract extension to 2021. But now we'll simulate to the end of the season and we will see what happens. And this is how the Premier League is looking at the end of the season. As expected, Chelsea win the title, but Manchester United holding in second. Pretty good job by Ryan Giggs in his first season. Let me know what you guys think for his first season, but we'll have to see how he goes. We'll continue, yeah, a few more to see if he could maybe win the title, maybe Champions League. But Romelu Lukaku was able to get the best out of him, 26 goals, also Juan Mata, 13 assists. But next, we're going to check out just the schedule, how they did in other competitions as well throughout the season. So here we go. We'll check their Champions League group. We'll see what happened there if we just go to the groups. And Group D, you can see there's Dortmund, Besiktas, and also Spartak Moscow, but Man United finished top there. Pretty dominant group stage for them. And then if you can see how they went, where did they get knocked out at least? That was, they lost against Dortmund. That was the group stage, so we're going to have to go a bit more down to see that. They got to the Champions League first knockout rounds. They beat Leipzig. Go a bit more down. Yeah, they made the semi-finals against Manchester City, but unfortunately weren't able to score. So that was a bit of a disappointment and a bit surprising, but finished strong to the season, which is good. Those Champions League results were only the negative ones since that Bournemouth game, but able to lift the FA Cup final, redeem themselves against Manchester City. So Ryan Giggs able to have that to his name, FA Cup win, winning the FA Cup, and also EFL Cup. It's not as, Carabao Cup. It's not, I suppose, as good as like Champions League and FA Cup as well. But yeah, having FA Cup to his name. And the Carabao Cup, it's called EFL just still for short, the 3-letter abbreviation, but that's pretty good, still pretty good, and then finishing second in the league. And Champions League semi-finals is not too bad. And then just go to the stats at the end of the season. Take a look, Lukaku, 40 goals in all competition. When you can get to that 40 goals, that is an absolutely massive season. And behind him, there's Rashford, 16 from 21 starts. He was more sub player, even though he started 21. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic, not bad effort. Those were top 3. And then in terms of assists, Juan Mata had a big season. Sanchez, he chipped in for both goals and assists and had a solid enough season. I wouldn't say he was outstanding, but he was very good. If there's a big difference between very good and outstanding. And then average rating, Alexis Sanchez. Well, yeah, he technically had the highest average rating, but I mean, he didn't stand out in terms of a lot of goals and a lot of assists. It was more so, a good balance of both. Compared to Lukaku, 20 goals. The 2 was from assists. 2 assists and 40 goals. But what was on my mind to actually check out was the tactics. It looks like they were just going with a 4-4-2, which maybe he's going to bring back the Alex Ferguson 4-4-2. Obviously, maybe with his own Welsh twist to it. But yeah, back to 4-4-2. I think that's the best to get out, out of Manchester United, honestly. To get the best out of the team, playing that 4-4-2. Back to the old days. So now, guys, that was the end of the season. Hopefully, and my profile doesn't really matter. This is more about Ryan Giggs. So, yeah, we're going to head into the second season now and see what Ryan Giggs. He's going to have his first off season technically. So there's a good chance there'll be more transfers. So I'm going to be very interested to see that. We'll simulate up until we'll go on holiday, up until the first game of the next season to see what he's going to do. Obviously, there'll still be a few more weeks until the transfer window will be shut, but we'll simulate until then and see what Ryan's done with the team. So you see here, we simulated to 11th of August, just before that Chelsea Community Shield game. One thing I didn't show you, in the under-18s, I want to scour what regions they got through. So guys, just don't worry about Lorenzo Negro. We'll talk about him when we go through the transfers. But it's Daniel Mathews is the highest valued. He could be pretty good. Like, that's a good value for a 16-year-old. Then you see this guy they just signed that we'll talk about. But English lad in Daniel Mathews, young striker, seems to have, some decent attributes. But I think anyone younger, will not be, in terms of lower value, I should say, wouldn't be anything special judging off those values. And no surprises there that Negro is the hot prospect. So you'll be very excited to see how he is. But we're going to go into the transfer history. We'll focus on the outs. Again, just loans, so they don't matter so much. More so, Chris Smalling. Chris Smalling sold to Southampton. He's moved out. And let's focus on the ins, though. Federico Chiesa, 60 million, and could go up to 75 million, as you see there as well. Let's focus on the signings he has brought in now, Ryan Giggs. He's only 20 years old, so obviously a hot prospect. How was his previous season? Well, so he stood out for sure, like for Fiorentina. So both that and then his potential, and would have demanded a high fee. He's going to be out there on the right. for years to come, hopefully. But he's building a good team with the signings. Don't forget, go back to Christian Pavan. I'm not sure where he would have played most, to be honest. But to have him and Chiesa on both wings, like, yeah, having those guys, yeah, would be very, very dangerous going forward in the future. And then also signed Gulam, who I've signed previously myself. I can't remember in which save, but I've signed him in the past. For like a series on YouTube, what I mean. So yeah, bring him in at left back. Obviously, still have Luke Shaw there. And then the region, the youth talent in Lorenzo Negro. Very cheap signing as well. 16 years old. Very, very strong attributes. Only natural fitness. You need that to be a kind of higher attribute. And generally, it doesn't improve too much. But he's either-footed. No doubt he's going to develop into a good player, that's for sure. Will be interesting to see how he grows. I don't think I'm going to simulate that many seasons. It's more so, the immediate success that Ryan Giggs would have. Hopefully, we'll see that. I want to see some progression. I say progression, but last season wasn't too bad at all. So what I will do now, we'll simulate till the deadline day and see if they make any more moves. So obviously, you got to the 1st of September now, end of the transfer, deadline day, end of August. So you can see the early results in the season. Winning the Community Shield just on the penalties, not too bad. Losing against Watford is not very good, but we're going to go through a couple more transfers that were made. So there we go. You can see, actually on the same day, there was Adriano Lopez, a very cheap player. Okay, another youth player. Potential young striker he's wanted. I wonder if he'll be on loan. He's wanted by Hull on loan. So that's not like a bad team to be interested for loan. So because Hull, you see they're in the championship, probably a team looking for promotion. So yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. And then a free transfer. This is, where did this guy come from? I think he sounded familiar to me. Yeah, he came through Arsenal. He spent a couple years on loan at Charlton last season. Okay, that will be interesting. I'll be interested to see how his career develops and why Arsenal didn't keep him on, because it looked like, he had a good season in League One. That tells me still at 20, maybe his potential will be decent. Ryan Giggs, seen something in him, signed him on a free, which I don't think is bad at all. His value there, 2.3 million, at least make some money off of him, I think. So, okay, there's not major signings to the first team from those. So now, we'll do the same. And after I finish this video, obviously in the comments of this video, if you like how I go with this, in terms of how I go into each season, what parts I show, let me know where I show this part and the start of the season with the transfers and then getting to January, then to the end of the season, let me know. But I feel like it's pretty pacey. It's not too slow. We can get through the seasons. And then I'll just show you Ryan Giggs' profile in maybe every season if you want to see some improvements to his attributes or not. But now we'll head to the end of January, start of February to see how he goes in the first half of the season and if more moves. I always find the transfers so interesting, but we'll go and do that now. And now we're here 1st of Feb and take a look at the table. Man United in 3rd, but they're kind of closer than this time last season compared to Chelsea. And Chelsea's doing worse, but they got a couple games in hand to us, Tottenham and Arsenal, and then a game in hand to Man City on top of them, and then Liverpool below them. But as you can see, Alexis Sanchez once again, 15 goals, leading at the moment. Average rating, he's got the most as well. He's just killing it right now. Alexis on fire. Also mentioned to Chiesa as well, 9 assists. He's getting the job done. New signing. Clean sheet to De Gea. He's got the most. He's got 11. And De Gea with the most clean sheets. Can't forget about him as well. So, they've been playing well, it looks like. And we'll check. Okay, there are a couple transfers coming in. How about going out? We'll take a look at these. Or we'll just sort by the dates, okay? And then we'll go down. You can see a couple moves. You can see Sergio Romero moving to Bordeaux. What's that? 7.5 million could potentially go to 9.25. And then Marcos Rojo to Atalanta. Almost 5 million there, but could go up to almost 7 million. And then take a look who they brought in. Nabil Fekir. What a signing. 46, I should say. Sorry, 46.5 million, but up to 64 million could potentially be. This is the second season, obviously, so he'll continue, I say develop, but he doesn't start too young, obviously. But good player. He's just come in. I think coming to England, he's going to take some time, but he's got great attributes. And you can see his time at Lyon, pretty dominant as you would expect. But then, okay, I haven't heard of this guy, who's Giovanni Truppe, but I do believe he's a real player. As you can see, 20 years old. Obviously, last season would have been 19. He's going to turn, he's going to turn 21 in March. So, he's a right back, but he doesn't look special, but you got to keep in mind he's only 20 as well. But for a right now signing, again, but it looks like Giggsy. He's got youth in mind, or he's got the future in mind, but still making first team signings. That is how you do it. And yeah, he's let go of players that's possibly getting a bit older, not good enough anymore for the first team. Okay, Lukaku scored 19, so he mustn't have as much in the Premier League like Sanchez. Sanchez very strong, 15 goals, but in Champions League only 1. So I would imagine Lukaku will weigh that up a bit more. Yeah, he's been dominant in Champions League, 7. We'll check out those results. But yeah, 7 goals in the Champions League from 6, and then 9 in the Premier League. So yeah, he's doing all right in terms of that. But if we go to actually check out those results, see Champions League Group H, we're going to have to go to that manually. There we go. Group H once more. They have PSG in the group, so obviously I think with Leipzig and Basel was always going to be hard for them. See, Lukaku got the second highest goals there. Sanchez, he's up there with equal second most assists. And this time, losing in FA Cup. Look, draw at home against Swansea. I don't know, is Giggsy focusing on the Premier League? Does he want to try and win it? Maybe he does. So yeah, we're going to see all that. Obviously, yeah, Milan, Champions League, first knockout round. Maybe he does want to focus on the Premier League and Champions League. I guess we're going to have to see at the end of the season how all this plays out. I just want to check, is there any change to tactics? No, still rolling with the 4-4-2. Might obviously change of specific instructions, all of that. But let's see how the rest of the season goes, lads. So guys, as you can see here, I just simulated to the end of May. Let's see how this Premier League season has gone. And Arsenal step up and win the title. Man United finishing 3rd. Not a terrible season. I'm content that Giggs is kind of in a position just to keep his job. Hopefully, I would imagine anyway. Alexis Sanchez, solid throughout the season for sure. Chiesa, he's proving as a good signing, involving in goals. Yeah, that's real good. But definitely, yeah, Sanchez, most player of the matches, highest average rating, and then second most goals there. For a guy that is not naturally a striker himself, well, he's natural in striker, but you know what I mean. You normally see him out on the wing. So we might as well just see how they've gone like in the schedule for other competitions. We'll head into that now. So here we are, schedule, senior squad. What? The Champions League. They made they beat Real. Who else before that? Atletico. So they won that Milan one. Oh my! I wasn't expecting that. Just after 3rd, I was hoping, but I wasn't expecting. That makes it exciting. Who got it done against Real? Eric Bay had a great performance. Lindelof did crap. Ryan, replace him next season, mate. But then Lukaku, then Zlatan coming on to get it done with a penalty on the 84th minute. Keep in mind they got a red, so maybe, yeah, that played a part of that. Then the away leg, important away goal in that. Sanchez had a great game, but Zlatan's still getting it done. He's so good. I know he's moved to LA Galaxy in real life, but obviously the transfer update, like in the game, yeah, was before that. So, what? They made it. Final. Bayern. We're going to have to continue one more day. Just press the spacebar to continue. Let's see what the result is going to be against Bayern. I have a feeling they can do it. Let's see. To the schedule. The game hasn't been played yet. I think we need to continue a little bit more. Come on. I want to see United as winner. Come on, Giggsy. You can do it. It's a big match. Okay, there's no spoilers there. Let's just head to Manchester United. Let's go to schedule. Do they win? Oh, they lose on penalties. No, they got so close. No, who missed? Who missed the... Oh, no, Sanchez, who had a great season. No. No. Oh, and injuries. They got in early injury to Goulam. So that... Oh, that's tough. Tough. You feel for the lads and the staff. And Ryan Giggs got close. Just his second season for Man United. Oh, that is a tough one. So, what is he going to do next season? What is he going to do next season? Well, hey, we're going to find out. And again, just to show you Giggs' attributes, like, that's not bad. Like, he doesn't look like an outstanding manager, especially tactically. Like, what tactical coaching at least is 11, and then tactical knowledge is 12. That's nothing too surprising, but yeah, like, that's another very good season, I'd say, from him. Like, making the final is hard. With injuries during the game, and then just missing out on penalties from Alexis Sanchez, that would have been tough. I can imagine if it was me, I'd be mad, because Sanchez had a great season. You wouldn't expect that. I'm almost low-key mad, and I wasn't the manager. I'm like, because I wanted that to happen for this episode, for this video. Oh, come on, let's get into the third season, Ryan Giggs. Let's see the moves you're going to make in the third season. As I've just simulated here to the 8th of August, before the buy-in friendly. It's just a friendly, but it's still a big game friendly. And then, yeah, we're going to see what transfers have been made. Obviously, transfer window not ended yet, but you can say, I just want to see at the end of last season. I'm noticing, like, a lot of players, they're not gone on free transfers, or at least it just doesn't say here anyway. But, yeah, let's get in. I just had a slight look at it, and I thought that said Fernando Torres. If anyone thought that for a second, let me know. I just said, there's like Fur, and there's still Torres. I'm like, no way, that can't be right. But the signings look not too bad. Yeah, like Joe Riley is the only free. That's what I mean. He gone out to Middlesbrough. But in terms of being, like, released, or it just doesn't show up. And then Gomez on loan. So hopefully, yeah, he can get some good development. Still only 18. But, I like the look of these signings, though. Kostas Manolas, 28 years old, in the prime of his career. Didn't I say? Well, I said to Salim Lindelof, but at least get a replacement. A guy to play in his position if there's no one better. Then Jose Salto, sorry with the pronunciation. Yeah, imagine he'll be a regen. Not too bad. He's 17. He's valued at 6.5 million. Obviously, that's a free signing. Free transfer. And he looks like he will be a pretty high potential guy. Like, he's got high attributes and that value. But let's check out Ferran Torres anyway. Sign, again, cheap. 1 million up to 2.5. Not too bad. High determination, which is all right. But he doesn't look really, really amazing, even though he's 19, so he can increase a bit more. And then Simone Scafé as a keeper. That makes their keeper stock strong for sure. Yeah, there you go. De Gea, still main keeper, 28. And then you got Simone Scafé, obviously previous years known as a young talent coming up. So, yeah, I'd say he's a good backup. Because, yeah, he played some games in that season, which is pretty crazy. 2013-14. And from here, that's like, 5 seasons ago. And he's 23. So he would have been playing like when he was like 17. I think he made his debut from memory. And if we just keep our tabs on the big injuries, you know, the ones that are orange there, yeah, they'll be returning. So they're not really long-term. Is Lingard or Bay, or 4 weeks maximum for Lingard and 3 days maximum for Bay. So he'll definitely be all right. Yeah, what do you think about the squad at this point? I think it's looking all right. So, yeah, we'll just continue to the end of the deadline day. Any more moves could be made. I'm not sure. Let's see. So, guys, just to give you another update on Ryan Giggs, I think his tactical knowledge has gone up as well, as it's sitting on 12 now. But, yeah, just to give you a look at his profile, and we'll see if that's reflected his improvement. I'm not saying he's amazing right now compared to other managers, attribute-wise, but in terms of himself, at least improving. But, yeah, head to the schedule now. Good start to the season, that is for sure. We'll see if any other transfers were made as well. Simone Scafé was the last one. And it looks like this guy's probably a regen. Yeah, a regen. Dennis Alexanderson. Another young keeper. Investing in the keeper stocks. But yeah, he's straight in the under 23s. So from here, guys, obviously we're just going to head straight into January and the end of January, obviously, through the January transfer window. But obviously, it's a big part. It's a big part. It's important. The Champions League camp. I want them to win Champions League and Premier League this season. Do you think they can do it with this squad? We'll take a look at some of the younger guys like Rashford. Sorry, I saw the Ash. Marcus Rashford to see how he's looking. Take a look at some of the younger guys and see their attributes. Chiesa, how he's looking now. Pretty strong. Good start to Premier League season as well. 2 goals and assist in 3 matches. Let's see how Lindelof does look, though. I feel like he's still a bit weak in his defensive ability. He's solid, but nothing special. How's Paul Pogba looking? Should be one of the best in the game, and yeah, value 66 million at this point. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some of those key players there, of course. But guys, I told you about Luke Shaw, and where is he sitting right now? Yeah, he went to Stoke, but I didn't notice that. See, he left on a free. Some of the free ones didn't show up. So, if we go to transfers, or did I just not see it? Because there's a lot of... Yeah, okay. It's not there. There's no Stoke there, that's for sure. There's just not the free transfer updates, I suppose. Yeah, it's because there's no Stoke. So, it just doesn't show there for whatever reason. Or if it's at the end of the last one, yeah, it's not there. So, sorry. Yeah, some of the moves are not going to be shown for whatever reason. Those free transfer moves. And all transfers are selected. Okay, we'll have to click on free transfers, I guess. But it says all. Okay. Yeah, so sorry, guys. That Luke Shaw one doesn't show up. But either way, had to see that manually. Because I was wondering why. Like, they did sign Goulam. Luke Shaw, yeah. But anyway, guys. Yeah, we will simulate to the end of Jan now. So here we are, 1st of Feb. Let's first check out the Premier League. Obviously, have a lot in the inbox, but don't worry about that. Oh, 4th. But again, still close. There's no one team breaking away. Chelsea in a good position, though. So some interesting ones here. Ferran Torres was loaned out to Bournemouth. Pereira was sold. Because obviously I wanted to point out Ferran Torres because, yeah, he just joined. But they went strong. Sure, they went strong in January, so they signed Sabitzer. That's a big move. 25 years old. For me, he's a bit weak technically and physically. That's where his strengths lies. That's for sure. His fitness, and he's a bit quick as well. But yeah, I don't know. He's not that special to me. But I'd say he'd improve the depth of the squad and his versatility to play on both wings. And then William Carvalho, I like this, that strong defensive mid, whereas a strong passer as well. Yeah, he's a good signing. Then Simone Zaza, another striker who's a quality finisher for sure. Yep, I think that's another good signing. So he keeps, Ryan Giggs, he keeps strengthening the squad. That's what I like to see. So, yeah, guys, so throughout the seasons, there's going to be some players that's going to be let out on freeze, and it's not going to show in the transfers. Just keep that in mind, but I will show you. You can see how the squad is looking. And it's strong. I like it. I'm not sure what you guys think, but Christian Pavan, who's now transfer listed, obviously it didn't work out for him. Let's just go to the schedule now, and we'll see in the competitions. The semi-finals, they won against Chelsea in that leg. So they advance. FA Cup still alive, obviously, and you'd imagine they'd beat Ipswich, which is next up. And then Champions League Group F will check out, obviously, they would have advanced, but we want to see how they actually did so. So we'll select Group F, but again, fairly solid. I'm going to say, ooh, that's really, really good. They have a chance to win, but again, don't get too excited because fairly easy teams. There's Leverkusen, Milan, though. Who knows? Anyway, I want to check out this guy who's got the most goals. Nicolas Verdio is a bit old. He's just on form right now. Like, he's got the best average rating. And this is the group stage. It's not before they get to the group stage. Sometimes you see that, like, a really, like, high rating from a player. He's killing it. I'd say killing in his league. 14 goals, 27 appearances. He knows how to find the back of the net, that's for sure. So keep in mind, well, they got Celta, so you'd imagine they'd win that. Surely, I'm really interested to see how the rest of the season goes. 4th in the Premier League, like I said, 4th, but still not impossible. Only 4 points away from Chelsea. Let's sim to the end of the season and see what Ryan Giggs will do. So here we are, made our way to the end of May 2020. And this will be the final season that I'm doing for this. If you want a part 2, let me know. But let's check out the Premier League season. Chelsea's the winners again. Oh, they're getting close. They're getting close. And Alexis Sanchez, he is so consistent, scoring for the team and creating, involved. He's a great player for sure. Because don't forget, he's getting older. You can't expect the same from him. Maybe about like 3 seasons from now or something like that. But now let's click on the schedule. We'll go down slowly to see how... Oh, that was a bad patch there. Losing against Chelsea, EFL Cup semi-final, Carabao Cup semi-final. A couple Oh yeah, those games are crucial. I think there's the people look at the end of the season title deciders. But yeah, Arsenal, Man City was the title deciders right there. Okay, so what happened? The EFL. Oh no. Oh yeah, that wasn't. I thought they would have got knocked out. I was like, oh, you see, they lost, but no, they turned it around 3-0. So I'm just saying the Champions League. Yeah, can they? I don't know. Oh, FA Cup. The replay lost against Ipswich. Oh my God. Bet Salto. Okay, here's the Champions League. That's what we're focusing on right now. Okay, the Cup final. That was well done against City. At least that's another victory, another cup win. So yeah, Salta, that was never really a trouble. Like, you weren't afraid of them losing. You weren't Atletico away lose 1-0. We got to see the return. Yep. Well, one on penalties. I saw the P there. And then 1-0. Ooh, that's big. Who scored the goal in that match, though? Alexis Sanchez. Again. But he missed a penalty once more. Lucky Atletico were off their penalties game as well. So we'll get back to that. That's Salta. Go down to Atletico. Premier League. Okay. Again, Liverpool couldn't beat them. Oh, 3-0. Oh, Man City. Like, I know when I play against them, they're too good. I can't expect... Yeah, I can't see it happening, honestly. Nah. So, yeah. Getting close. He's getting close. Ryan Giggs, but not quite. So, I think we're going to leave this one from there. He was able... For there. So, yeah, Ryan Giggs, he was able to get to the final last season, actually. And his tactical knowledge has gone up to 14. So I would imagine he will be improving each year as a manager for sure. The tactical knowledge, he went up from 12 last season. So it's like going up 2 each year. So yeah, year by year, he's going to be getting better as a manager. A bit disappointing, couldn't win in the Champions League final in the previous season, was so close. But guys, let me know if you want to see a part 2, drop a like on this video, but also leave comments of other ones, like other managers you want me to make at a certain team and play through that, because it is really interesting. Sometimes they don't work out when they're not a great manager, like Thierry Henry. You don't expect him to be high rated as a manager. I did that one with Arsenal. And yeah, if you're wondering about that, he actually got sacked in the pre-season or going into the next season because he finished 5th. From my memory. So anyway, guys, Ryan Giggs, I was happy with how this one played out. So make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, make sure to turn notifications on as well. That is very much needed. And even sometimes that doesn't always let you know when I upload. So make sure you be checking my channel every single day, as you'll be seeing lots of videos from me, especially these kinds of ones. If these continue to do well, these experiments, let me know. And I'll catch you guys next time.